all these can be an alternative to this kind of exercises. As I said before, this might be sometimes a bit more intense. This one has the broader area, so it will get more tissue in, not that specific, but still sometimes I actually prefer the classic round one over this. But it is up to your preference what works for you. Good, so let's get to the front of the hip flexor, so which are these muscles. So we can actually start with, while sitting. I'll move a bit further. With this one, we will actually use this tool, which you don't have to have at home. We call it a massage stick, but you can use classic rolling pin. You don't have to have any fancy tools. Just take the rolling pin that you use in the kitchen. You will sit quite comfortably on the chair, buttocks back, both feet on the ground firmly. Try not to stand on your toes, just have them nicely on your the whole feet. You'll take this, or you can use the ball, but this is actually a better version. You'll put it on the top of the thigh, and you'll just roll all the way down. Yeah, this is just to show you what you can do. Not all of you have that. You can see that Rita just brought it, yes? And you don't have to be afraid to put quite a lot of pressure in there. Depends on what you can handle. Don't go over too much pain, but also don't be afraid to go quite nicely, deeply in the muscle. Yeah, and you'll go all the way up and down like that. What you can do is you can slightly angle the leg. I hope that it's visible. So you basically rotate the leg sideways. So you'll massage the inner side of your leg. Be careful close to your groin. Don't go too deep over the groin part. But if you start a bit further from the groin, and you can do the same thing. Okay? This softens the muscles nicely. You can actually get quite a lot of tension from it. Another one that you can do, another exercise, is while standing. And it's a bit challenging, this one. I'll try to angle. Yeah, this might be better. This one is a bit more challenging. When you have a wide stance, you take a long step forward. Good. Take a long step forward. If you can do the exercise now, if you can do the stretch now, that would be great. So we can do it all together. And with the straight back leg, bend the front knee. Tuck your tummy in, tuck your tailbone in. So basically what you do is you can step forward, bending the front knee, tuck your tummy in, tuck your tailbone in, and just lean forward. Yeah. If you need to hold on to something, hold on to something. If you can balance, just try to. You should feel the nice stretch over here. In kind of the groin area. Breathe through it nicely, as we talked about it in the morning. Breathe through it, give yourself a few deep breaths in, breathe fully out. With breathing out, just lean into it a bit more. Don't forget to keep your tummy tucked in, your tailbone tucked in. And as I said, you should feel nice stretch here in the front part. You can hold it for about half a minute, and then you can change sides. It is a bit challenging for some because it takes some balance. That's why I'm telling you, if you need to, just hold on to something, because the last thing that you want is falling while doing something beneficial for you. Yeah. So this is actually quite a good exercise to do for basically the front of the hip pain. Very important thing, as I mentioned several times, and I'll mention it more often even, is, sorry, I'll just bring someone in, invite someone in, is to keep your tummy tucked and your tailbone tucked. So when you lean forward, you don't actually crunch your lower back muscles, and you wouldn't be stretching the right muscles anyway. So that would be for the front of the hip and the hip flexors. Let's get to the glutes and the hips. We will use, I'll use this ball because it will be more visible. You will need a wall, a solid wall, and we'll just have a look at the hips, at the side of the hips, and we'll do some work on that. Okay, everyone ready? Perfect. So we'll just go through the anatomy a bit. You'll have the top of the pelvis here. You have the hip bone here. You want to avoid these bony landmarks. You don't want to go at any means over those with any of the balls. Doesn't matter if it has spikes or it doesn't. It just needs to be avoided. First, it hurts. Second, it's not very beneficial. Yeah. So we are focusing on this soft bit of your glute muscles, of your buttock muscles, on the side. You'll take the ball, put it on the side, exactly on the soft bit, and you'll lean on the wall. I'll wait for all of you, if I can see, to do that. You shouldn't feel any hard bones underneath the ball. As I said, here is the top of the pelvis, here is the hip bone. So there's quite a lot of space in between, and you just lean onto the soft tissue that you have. Very important thing is to keep all your weight on the outer leg, and the inner leg will be fully relaxed. So you can just rest it on the toe, and you can just move it, and it shouldn't carry any weight of your body. Yeah? So that's what assures that your glute muscles are relaxed on the area that we are releasing. And now you can either find a spot that hurts, and again, breathing through it slowly. If it hurts too much, you can lean on the wall with your shoulder to relieve that tension. If you feel that you need more, you can step a bit further away with your hips. Again, your inner leg is nice and relaxed. All the weight is on the outer leg. You'll find the tight spot, you'll find the painful spot. Sometimes you might have a referral pain down the side of the leg. You can have referral pain down to the back of your glutes. That's all right, as long as it's not too intense. Yeah? Always work with the intensity of the pain that you're feeling. Never go too overboard. If you want to make it a bit more effective, a bit more harder as well, you can start rotating your body so the ball hits the front of your glute muscles or the back. Yeah, you will feel different parts tensing up. You'll feel different parts giving you that sharper pain. That's all right, because there are quite a lot of trigger points, quite a lot of tender points that you can find in these tissues. Yeah, so don't be afraid to hit it. As long as you're not going over any bony parts, you should be all right. Yeah, and always make sure that whenever you hit the right spot, the painful bit, that you breathe through it. So don't Try to avoid just like, oh, that hurts. Okay, that's enough. What actually helps, what actually works for you is breathing through the pain, and you'll start feeling how it eases off. Good. We did in the morning. That will help you with slightly different muscles. If you can sit down on the chair again. Will be a bit of a repetition. And use the hip that you were just releasing. So sit all the way back with your buttocks so you can sit comfortably, feet on the ground. Then you'll take the ankle, put it on the knee of your opposite leg. If you can't go that far, you can bring the leg only where you can. So you'll hold it in front of the knee. If you can go like this, put the ankle on the knee. If it's still not enough, try to push that. There was a good question in the last seminar. Try to keep your knee down. I can't do any more because my muscles are quite tight at the moment. If you can, keep your knee down. Don't go over too much pain or over too much tension. If you feel too much tension in your glute, don't try to push it too hard, but just try your best to bring the knee as low as you can. And if you want to make it a bit more working, you can just lean forward. It will work better after you did the release of the glutes. So you'll have a bit more, hopefully a bit more range of movement. Yeah, you can hold for about half a minute. Again, with any stretch that you do, don't forget to breathe into it. Keep it nice and relaxed, breathe into it, and then relax. Good. And now let's have a look at the shoulders. So in the last one, we did a ball release. We'll do the same thing again because I find it one of the most powerful relief that you can have for your shoulders and for the tension in your shoulders. We'll just spice it up a bit. So if you stand by the wall again, get the ball, and I'll just ask you to put the ball between your spine, your shoulder blade on this soft bit of the muscles. You put it there, lean on the wall, bend your knees a bit, and then you just straighten your knees and bend them, and straighten and bend. That's how you make the ball move. You can also go side to side, as long as you don't slip, as long as you don't hit any bony part of your body. So don't go over spine, don't go over the bone of your shoulder blade. Just keep it nicely on the soft part, on the meaty part, soft tissue in between those. Good.